Today I wanted to talk to you guys about getting in the habit of cutting girls off. Now you might say, why would you want to cut girls off? Don't you want to get girls? Why would I be cutting them off? The reason why I say you need to get in the habit of cutting girls off, because you're going to be dealing with women who are going to be time wasters, who are going to be flaky, who are not going to be responsive. And those girls, you need to cut them off immediately. And actually, when you do this, when you cut girls off, it makes it easier for you to attract more women. I'm going to explain that in a second. Now, first I want to say this, is that if a woman really likes you, she's going to make it easy for you. I'm going to say it again. If a woman really likes you, she will make it easy for you. So what does that mean? A lot of times, you guys, you talk to girls and you get numbers and you go through this thing where, I get a lot of emails where guys are like, oh, I called this girl twice, she hasn't called me back. Or I told this girl, let's meet up, and she's flaked on me twice. Or, I've been trying to get sexual with this girl, but she keeps playing games and all this other stuff. Girls like that don't like you. You understand? Or the only thing they like is the attention you're giving them. So those are the girls you need to cut off. The girls who really like you, they make it easier for you. It's really, it feels simple. You understand what I'm saying? They're not going to be flaking. They're going to call you when you call them. You understand? It's going to flow, right? And the thing is, I've cut off chicks, in the past. I've cut off a lot of girls. You understand? But the thing is, me cutting off those girls it made me basically get more women, because I had standards for myself and for what I felt needs to happen with an interaction with me and a woman. You understand? So what happens is, I would say, look, I'm not going to tolerate A, B, and C. So this is even before I even talk to any girls. In my own mind, in my own head, in my own values, I say, listen, I'm not going to tolerate A, B, and C from these chicks, right? So what happens is that when I talk to a girl, or I deal with a chick, and then let's say she's doing A, B, and C, she's doing this stuff I don't tolerate, then I stop calling her, I cut it off completely, right? And then I'm also keep moving to the next girl, and I'm talking to other girls while I'm still talking to this one who I'm about to cut off. You understand? So what happens is that since she gets cut off, I don't have to waste any more time on her, and I move on to a next chick. And then what happens is that these chicks, when I talk to them, they can sense that I'm not the type of dude that they can kind of play games with or play around with. Because if they, had even any slight interest in me, and then they start playing games, they'll start to see that, damn, this guy is not calling me back, he's not responsive, and if I like, I like him, let me holler back at him. So a lot of times, I've actually gotten calls from chicks. They'll be like, hey, what happened? What's going on? I haven't heard from you, and all this other stuff. And the reason they haven't heard from me was because I basically stopped calling them. I cut them off because they were doing some bullshit, right? So when they call me back, I'm like, hey, listen, yeah, I'm cool, but I'm not really feeling this whole flaky thing you're doing, so it is what it is. You understand what I'm saying? And now if she seems like she wants to really make it happen, I'd give her another chance, in certain cases, depending on the chick, depending on if, I was feeling her like that or whatever, I'd make an exception, but I don't just take her back. Also, she has to do something in order for me to take her back. So I say, look, since you was flaky, you're going to have to take me out to the movies and all this other shit. So, I always do that if a chick that I cut off wants to get back into the game, into the, cipher. You understand? If she wants to get back on the team. So, you guys should do that too. But basically what I'm saying is that when you cut these chicks off, you give off this persona that you are not needy. You understand? And then when chicks see that, it's more attractive to them. And then you attract more women because you have this personality, and you have this aura of a guy that's confident and that's not needy and doesn't really need any of you, and will cut you off at the drop of a hat. Do you understand what I'm saying? And the more you talk to girls, the more girls you're going to attract, the more girls you're going to have. So it's going to be easier for you to cut chicks off, because this is the thing. A lot of you guys, what happens is that you're only talking to one girl, or you're talking to like no chicks, and then you end up just seeing one girl or getting this one girl's number and you're talking to her. And since she's the only chick you have, and let's say you haven't had sex in a while, or you want to have sex and you're horny or whatever, you go through bullshit with her. And if she's on some bullshit, you will tolerate the bullshit. You will allow the bullshit to happen because you want to get some ass. So you want to keep her around because you have no other options. You understand what I'm saying? So if you have options, you will basically, it'll be easier for you to cut the chicks off. You understand what I'm saying? And the thing is this, is that you don't have to worry about cutting the chicks off, because a lot of times guys they'll be like, okay, because I tell dudes to do this, and I always feel this hesitation when I tell them to cut chicks off, because they're like, damn, but I already hollered at her, got her number, and I kind of, we kind of talked here and there, but it's okay that she flaked twice, she'll come around the third time. Like, they got that feel, and I'm like, look, the chicks that you cut off, most likely 90%, 95%, I'd say, of the time, it wasn't going to work out with them anyway. Because again, like I said, chicks who are into you will make it easy for you, and they want to see you. They're not going to be on some bullshit. This is what I'm saying. Trust me, what happens is a lot of you guys have been dealing with women who are on some bullshit for so long that the bullshit has become the norm to you. You understand? You think that it's normal for a chick to flake 2 or 3 times. You think that it's normal for a chick to play all these games. And it's not. That's not the norm. If a chick is into you, if a chick is digging you, she will make it easy for you. Trust me. Think about, in depending on what level some of you guys are. Think about if you've dealt with certain chicks already. Let's say you had a couple of chicks you've dealt with. Let's say, you it doesn't have to even be a girlfriend situation, but just a chick that you knew liked you. Think about how that went. You understand? In like a chick who was really into you. In most cases, that chick made it easy for you, and made it you didn't have to go through so much bullshit. She wasn't fronting. She wasn't really faking all that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, she let it be known that she was into you. You know what I mean? Like, and for you guys out there who haven't experienced that yet, or who haven't been dating around that much, you're going to experience a chick who, when you call her, she calls you right back. When you tell her to meet you at a certain place, she meets you there. She doesn't flake. When you're out, on a date or whatever, and you touch her, you hold her hand, you pull her close to you, she doesn't move her hand away or act. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything flows. You understand? So the thing is that the chicks who are not, doing that, or who are doing the opposite of that, the chicks who are flaking, the chicks who are not calling you back, you cut them off. You cut them off immediately. It's like there's no point in you wasting time or any more seconds, minutes, hours on any of those type of chicks. You understand? You just move on to the next chick who is going to reciprocate, who is going to be into you. You understand? So, you gotta cut these chicks off, and don't be scared to lose the chick, because a lot of times too, you meet a chick and she's hot, and you're like, damn, I really like this girl. So you're trying your best to make it work. But what happens is, in the long run, you're just wasting your time in most cases. Now, are there cases where you can, like, continue to try to, like, let's say a chick flaked on you once, and then you try to holler back at her, and then, she responds to you, but then she's still acting kind of funny, and then you go through this big thing, and then later on she starts to like you. That shit happens sometimes. You understand what I'm saying? But the thing is this. There's way too many women on the planet Earth for you to even have to do that. For you to even have to waste that, that amount of time. Like, I've done that before, and I'm telling you, it's so annoying. It's just such a waste of time. It's really a waste of time. You're better off cutting her off and then going to find another chick. Trust me. Because You want to spend your time wisely. You do not want to waste all your time and energy on some chick who's either playing games, doesn't know what she wants, is flaky, is, unreliable. You don't need that in your life. You understand what I'm saying? You need to deal with a chick who is about what she's about, who's into you, who's down for what you trying to do, and that's that. If she's not, you keep it moving. Do not switch your shit up and play her game, because that's when you start to lose yourself. You understand what I'm saying? That's when you start to do things that you probably wouldn't normally do because you want this girl so bad that you end up doing all this extra shit that you don't need to be doing. You understand? I've been there back in the days, man. All the chicks that there was like, yeah, there was a lot of chicks that I've done shit like that with, where I was like, oh yeah, okay, it's so cool, it's all good, and like she be on some bullshit or she be flaky or she's she's unresponsive, and I'm still trying to like text her and holler at her like so many times. It's just like, it's annoying. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm wasting time on this chick when I could have been talking to these other girls. You feel what I'm saying? And there's so many chicks that are out here that are, about that life, who will be about you, And it's crazy because, like, I was at this spot the other day, and I'm just in there, and there's just hot chick after hot chick coming into the spot, and I'm just looking, and I'm just like, why would any man waste his time on any one of you? You're just, it's just too many of y'all. It's just way too many. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's way too many. So you guys out there, don't waste your time. Cut them off. And get into the habit, get used to cutting the girls off. The thing is that, again, you might like the girl, you're like, oh my gosh, she's so hot. There's so many hot chicks that I cut off. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm talking about these chicks was so fucking bad. So bad. And I cut these chicks off even before I got to see them again. You understand? Like, I mean, I met the chick. We talked a little bit and we exchanged numbers. And, I called her up or whatever. We talked probably like once. I'm like, yo, let's do this thing. And then she flaked, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. Because I'm like, yeah, I'm not, back in the days, I would give like chicks probably like a second chance. I'm at this level of the game where chicks only get one chance. Like, you would have to, like, your whole family would have had to died or some shit for the reason why you ain't come see me. You understand what I'm saying? Or so it's like, that's where I'm at with it. And I don't care how hot you are, you're done. You understand what I'm saying? Because my time is valuable. You understand? It's ridiculous. So it's like, if you value your time, you value yourself as a man, you will cut the chicks off who do not, respond to you in the way you want to, the way you want it to happen. You understand what I'm saying? So definitely, man, get in the habit. You guys got to get in the habit of cutting these chicks off when they are on that bullshit. You feel me? All right, so that's all I want to say for today. Make sure you guys go get my book, How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. You can get it on the site, MrLocariotv.com. On the sidebar, click it. Or you can go to the store page on MrLocario.com. Get that book. Also, get The Bad Boys Guide to Dating, my DVD, the step-by-step DVD, which is awesome. And also get the Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men. So make sure you get all those things at MrLocariotv.com or MrLocario.com.